Okay, so yesterday in the live stream we were talking about the price of SanDisk. The ticker is SNDK. I was showing this on my Trading 212 account where I've got a reasonable position there of like just 3 shares, currently worth about £3,000. The return on my initial investment from Monday is 349, which is about 13%. This is just literally spot buying. There's no leverage involved here. I'm going to leave this as it is because I'm hoping for higher prices, and I'll show you why in a moment. If you do want to trade something like SanDisk, a traditional stock, I'm also trading Google as well on this platform. If you want to do that, you can use something like Trading 212, and if you're in the UK, you can do that within your stocks ISA, which is pretty cool. As well as that, you can trade it with leverage using this platform as well. You can use CFDs, which I personally don't. But if you want to keep it more kind of crypto related, you can do that on a platform like Bitunix. And you can trade things like SanDisk versus USDT, that is US dollar tether. And you can see here that as a new user you get perks of up to $10,000. It's actually better than this at the moment because we've got a campaign running if you use that link, savewith.crypto.org/Bitunix, or you can use the link in the description down below. And I can show you how quickly you can sign up here. So if you give that an email address, and if you've used our link, you should see the VIP code, but if not, you just need to put that in there, EUQP, okay? And then you can go to register and claim rewards. So we've got one of these capture things to do, so that's down, right, left. That's not right, is it? Let's do that again. Okay, so that is that one, and that one. Little turtles. Okay, good. So I guess I'll have to look at my email and just check that code. Okay, so I've got that, put that in there, give it a password, and then your registration is complete. Now you can go to add funds here, and you can deposit crypto, or if you want to deposit your local currency, you can do that here. If you want to top up by credit or debit card, you can do that there as well. And there are other ways to buy crypto as well. Now, to join in our campaign, which I think runs until next Monday, you need to go to Promotions, Campaign Center, and then click this one here. Okay, so the end time of that is the 19th of August. So you've got a few more days left. Now this one means if you deposit, you get a 20% bonus, and just by trading you can get $10,000 as well. So let's join that now. And then in the campaign you can now see all the various deposit bonuses you get. For new users and existing users, you do have these trading volume rewards as well that are really generous. And for new users, you get VIP for 1 month, and that means you pay very little in fees on the platform. So just to clarify what you're getting with this campaign, sign up and deposit at least 100 USDT to get VIP 3 for a month. That is limited to 100 slots, but there are plenty free, so I think you'll be fine. So deposit $100, you get 20 back. Deposit 500, you get 100 back. Deposit 1,000, you get 200 back. Deposit 2,000, you get 400 back. And the trading volume rewards, these are actually much easier to achieve than you may think. So for example, if you've got $1,000 and you're trading on 10x leverage, that means that's actually a $10,000 position. So if you were to open and close a trade with that amount 5 times, you would qualify for a $50,000 trading bonus. And it is amazing how these build up. In the last campaign, I managed to get up to 15 million USDT trading volume with trading with around about $3,000. Okay, so now you've got your exchange sorted, what can you do? Well, you can trade spot, which means you can just like buy and sell crypto if you want to do that. I personally like trading futures, so I normally trade USDT M futures, which means that you start off by having a balance of USDT, which is US dollar tether, which is like a stable coin pegged to the price of the dollar. And in most crypto trading, that's what we do, because every time you go back to normal money, there's a fee, so you want to kind of avoid that as much as possible. So that's why we use a stable coin such as USDT. Then only when you want to transfer out into your bank account is when we use US dollars or whatever your local currency is. So this is where you could trade something like Bitcoin, and I would suggest, if you're not totally au fait with everything, I'd change the margin mode to isolated like that. And for the sake of simplicity, I normally turn this multi-trade mode off. Now, if I did want to trade something like SanDisk, you can come here, search for the ticker, and you can see that you can trade that here with up to 50x leverage, which is incredible. So let's have a look at that. Now, you do get a little bit of extra stuff that you have to agree to here, and you have to specify that you're not a US person and that you're not resident in the United States, and you're not using a VPN to circumvent restrictions. Okay, so I'm going to say OK to that, and there you go. You can trade SanDisk. Now let's have a look at the price, because it has been coming down a little bit since we started this video. Okay, so we're here on TradingView looking at SanDisk on the Nasdaq. This is the 4-hour time frame, and you can see I'm looking at this in the real-time regular session, so that's not the extended one outside US open hours, but I suppose it would make sense to use extended hours maybe, which obviously shows the current price, even though it is like just over an hour until the New York markets are open. Okay, so we're going to put on our indicator called Quadzilla. If you don't know what this is, it's probably because you're not a subscriber to the channel, so do make sure you are subscribed and you've got the notifications set to all. Now, Quadzilla is a premium indicator that me and Maff have developed here, and it is amazing. We do charge money for it, but if you want to use it for free, sign up to Bitunix and put about $500 of something in there. Join the Discord, which is free. Links in the description down below. And let either me or Maff know that you've done this, and then we'll give you Quadzilla for a month for free. And to be honest, if you carry on trading with about that kind of amount of money or more, then we will extend that. What is Quadzilla showing? Well, Quadzilla is interesting here on the 4-hour time frame, because we've got this retracement level quite far down here. This is down at 699, which is considerably down from where we are right now. Now, it's been at that level since April, so it is possible that we could come down to this level. However, in the past few days, we've had this low here on July the 29th, and since then we've actually made a low there, and then a higher low here, and a higher low here, in contrast to what we were doing on the way down from the end of June, where it's going to go lower low, lower low, lower low, and lower low. So what I'm looking for here is a cross of this yellow 21 exponential moving average and this green 55 exponential moving average. And by the way, these are part of Quadzilla, but if you wanted to recreate these yourself, you could do so with some sort of EMA type indicator. But obviously we get a lot more information in Quadzilla. So we had this super up signal here, which is normally a very strong signal that the price is going to reverse. Now that appeared around the end of July, and since then the price has been going up. So I think it's got more room to the upside. So although we might come down here at some point, I think it's more likely that we're going to get to this level here, which is at around $15.22, and we're currently at $13.46. So I think there's still quite a bit of up left in it. So that would take us up another 12%, which is quite phenomenal. And obviously on Bitunix you could do this on leverage, so something like a 10x leverage for 12% would give you more than double your money back if we manage to get from here to there. And I think it's likely. But you don't have to take my word for it, because what we can do with Quadzilla, we can look at the probability of the price going back to these bearish retracement levels. Okay, so we do that by coming down here to Quadzilla, going to the settings and turning on the stats module for retracement levels. Now this is going to show us how many of these retracements have completed. Now what we talk about with the bearish retracements is a step 1 where the price comes down. Now step 1 always happens because this retracement line doesn't start drawing until the price has been coming down anyway. So that goes down, and then what we look for then is what we call a step 2, where the price goes back to the retracement level, and it usually overshoots. And then with it being a bearish retracement level, the price then returns back to that level. So you can see here in the stats that with the bearish retracement levels on this time frame, the 4 hour, since the 13th of February 2025, there has been 23 step 1s and 22 of them have completed step 2. So the only one that hasn't completed is the one we're looking at right now. So I think there is a good probability that the price is going to come back to that level there, around about $1,513. So there you go, that's what I think. I'd love to know what you think, so leave a message in the comments down below and tell me what you think. So you can get Bitunix, you can do that for free. You can sign up in any country in the world, I believe, with no KYC, so you don't have to prove who you are. It might be tricky in the United States though, I must admit. But then if you fund that account with $500 worth of something, we don't mind if it's Bitcoin, USDT, dollars, euros, whatever, but let us know in the Discord and then we'll give you access to Quadzilla so you can do this kind of stuff yourself, and then you'll have a real edge on the market and you'll be able to make lots of money. Alright, does that sound good? There's going to be a video popping up at the end of this video that I think you're going to like, so please do watch it, and I'll see you next time. Please note that this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not financial advice. Any information or opinions provided are not guaranteed to be accurate or complete. Always conduct your own research before making any financial decisions. A full legal disclaimer is in the description of each video and live stream.